Yourself. All right, we're doing a little Tesla drive, and we got a couple passengers.
I'm Haley. I'm Harley.
I'm Anaya.
You guys have YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat?
I don't.
If you want to spiel that out.
Oh, so my Instagram. Oh, you want me to tell my Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, my Insta is Harley HARLEI _ Anne Marie ANNMARIE. That's where you can go. It's my Snapchat as well.
Not me.
I don't have
Do you have
that.
one?
My Instagram is Anaya J Davis ANIYAH JDAVIS. This is as fast as it goes.
No, I'm waiting for the. We're in the highest level, and it takes a while for it to go back down.
Okay.
So
You have to wait for it to go back down.
yeah, it's slowly like going back down. I have to go over a certain mile an hour. So are you guys from Jacksonville?
Oh wow, the
originally,
trash
or-
can's on there.
So me and this is my sister. We're from Texas, or I'm from Texas. She's from Louisiana. We just came back from Germany. Our dad is military,
Okay.
so we lived in Germany for about 3 to 4 years. We came back down here to Jax. We lived in Navarre, the Pensacola area previously. But
So whose sisters? You in the back?
yeah,
Yeah, we're sisters.
And you guys are just friends?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, anything else?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Where you
I'm
from?
from. I've been here for like 10 years. I was born in New York, and I came down here with my family because my mom hates the cold, so we ended up moving down here.
So was this when did you guys first learn about kind of Teslas and stuff like that? Just
Honestly, there's somebody at our school, actually, their dad or mom has a Cybertruck. This is like, I didn't really know about Cybertrucks until I got here, really. But Teslas I did know about, but
Teslas, yeah, but Cybertrucks. I mean, I was hearing about it when it was like first coming out, but I've been seeing a lot of them recently. A lot.
right, because in Germany these cars aren't common.
Yeah, German cars.
Yeah,
Nice
more
German
like
cars.
BMWs, Audis,
Yep.
kind of cars like that. Oh my god, this is so cool.
and it's really quiet compared to like other Teslas because they have like the double glass and
Is
extra.
glass bulletproof as well?
It's Tesla armor glass, so it's not completely bulletproof, but like if someone were to come up and try to break in, it would be really, really hard. Like they could break the glass, but it'd be really hard to get through it. So by the time they're sitting there hitting your glass, you could take off and
Right.
not have to worry about it.
And I know Teslas, like, they have like a when you're not in the car, they have like a video they record. Does the Cybertruck do that as well?
Yeah, all of them have a security called Sentry Mode. And when you first get the vehicle, it has a 256 chip, which is in the glove box, which is locked.
Okay.
And so you can pull that out, and you can put a 2 terabyte hard drive in there, or bigger. And so instead of like a week, you can do months of 24/7 recording. And every time someone walks up to the vehicle, it'll put a dot in the film. So basically, you don't have to look through hours and hours of film. You can just see where the incident happened.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then you can also do that when you're driving. You just bump the horn, and it puts a dot
Look
there.
at the light. The light's in there too. That is so cool.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
And all the cars.
So this is on custom mode, which is chill, relaxed. It's kind of just, normal. But if I want to show you like how fast it is, I just hit sport, and then I'll basically lower it down, tighten up the suspension, and give you more power. So,
Oh wow.
Wow, that is awesome.
Hell no.
This is awesome.
That is so awesome.
and if you look at that little gauge there, okay, that little line, that's power going out, and then when I let off the accelerator, the green is power going back into the battery.
That is awesome.
And if you notice, I'm not even touching the brake. Every time we slow down, it's called regenerative braking. That's actually the motors slowing the truck down and grabbing some of that kinetic energy that is built up. So in a normal car, like a normal car has 2,000 moving parts. An electric car has 10 or 15. So there's 10 times less maintenance on an electric vehicle. And a lot of people don't realize, they're like, why doesn't more people buy electric cars? Why aren't they pushing electric cars? It's because dealerships that have been in business for 100 years, they're multimillionaires. Everybody's a multimillionaire. So they've built up over generations all this wealth. And when you take your car in for service, 80% of basically their incomes comes from service. Electric vehicles don't need service. So if you're a dealer, why would you want someone to buy an electric car? You'll never see them again, and you'll never hardly make a dime off of them again. So that's why there's a lot of propaganda out there and a lot of fake news telling people, oh, electric cars are terrible, they blow up, they catch on fire, like all this stuff to keep people from buying them, because they know that once you buy one, you'll never go back to gas.
Oh!
That's 60.
That was 60?
Yeah.
That was fast.
And this isn't the fastest vehicle. This is like the normal truck. If you get the beast mode with the
There's
3
another
motors,
one?
yeah, there's a faster one. This is 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. The other one goes 0 to 60 in 2.6.
Wow.
This is 600 horsepower. The beast is 850 horsepower.
Wow.
I mean, it looks the same. The only difference is there's like double stitching here, and then it has on the back of it, it has like a wolf with 3 heads, and that's it. But it's really faint. Like, you'd actually have to know what you're looking for. But other than that, and then the Founder Series has the white. The Founder
You
Series.
can change the colors?
Yep. You just hit lights, and then you hit that button, and then you can make any color. What's your favorite color? There's pink.
Oh, you can barely see that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
This is so cool.
And this
It's
isn't
like going on a
even
roller coaster.
this isn't even full power. This is only charged up at 58%.
Wow.
If you charge it up to like 90, 95%, it's really quick.
Ooh, this is awesome.
And this is what the car sees. Right there. That's what the,
Does it automatic brake? Fasten your
can.
seatbelt in the back seat.
yeah. Oh, it's in the middle.
I got my seatbelt.
Oh, the middle.
Oh, the middle.
Yeah, it's actually the technology in this vehicle. If there is anybody in the seat, it'll actually feel the pressure. Like it'll know if it's an adult, how they're sitting, how they're leaning, and when you get in an accident, it actually deploys the airbags in such a way that however you're sitting and how much you weigh, it'll lessen the impact. And they said if a baby's in this vehicle, it'll actually set off the airbags in such a way it won't get hurt even if it has no seatbelt on.
Wow.
So it's really, really high tech. Safety is like number one.
That's awesome. Yes.
So how different is the steering like on that wheel than it is like a regular like circular wheel? Is it a big difference, or it's just?
No, I'm kind
It's
of
a
used to
little
it because I usually have my hands here or here.
Okay.
And so it's actually, for me, it's more comfortable because, in other words, I'd be up here if it was a regular steering wheel.
Right.
And also, too, since it's cut off when you turn, like people with bigger stomachs and stuff, it would hit the bottom of the wheel. Or if you're like real close, you actually have more room. And with this one, since it's fly-by-wire, you only turn like this. You don't have to turn like that's it.
Wow.
You don't have to keep turning and turning and turning. That's full steer.
That's awesome.
And so most of the time you're only steering like this.
So cool. Oh, look, the light. I didn't know it was back here. Oh, cool.
It probably
It'll tell you if the light's green, you're still sitting here.
It'll go bing.
Yeah,
So that
as it
way-
should.
Yeah, that way people don't have to beep at you.
This is so cool.
I want to hear it.
It has 18 speakers, and you can hit this button and tell it what
Oh,
you
there it
want.
goes, the beat. Oh!
I like
My
this
heart.
so much.
Yes, me too.
I want one.
It sounds like fun.
All
car.
those stickers.
Are you gonna wrap it?
I was thinking about wrapping it, and then I saw someone online that actually buffed it to a mirror finish, and I just fell in love. I'm just like, man, that's the way to go, because once you buff it, it's so slick that the water falls off, the dirt falls off, and it's so easy to clean. and it whatever you're parked against, it's like a wrap. It basically mirrors off anything around it. So the world is your canvas.
Yeah.
So like why get stuck with one color when you can have every color in the world?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I had seen an all black one yesterday, and it was real nice. Real
And-
nice and shiny.
I saw a pink one.
Yeah. Because if you get them wrapped from factory, it's like $8,000 more.
Yeah.
So I can buff it a lot cheaper than that.
I'm gonna grab it yourself.
And then also too, a wrap only lasts a few years and starts fading. Stainless steel, when you buff it, it gets harder, so it'll last forever. So literally, if it gets scratched, you just buff it right out again.
But what happens if you wrap it? Will it come back to normal? If
Yeah,
you
they-
wrap it and you take the wrap off, is it?
Yeah, you can heat
Does
it.
damage it?
No,
Okay.
you can heat it up, and the sticker will peel right off, and then you just take a adhesive remover and peel it off. So now this truck is 6,600 pounds, but the battery's really heavy, so it'll
It's
stick.
in the back or the front?
It's in the bottom. Can't remember what it is.
Oh shit! Oh my god, this is so awesome! This is awesome! No, the fuck it's not. I'm scared. Ah!
This is so cool. Oh my gosh. It's not what I want with.
So, since the center of gravity is so low, you can actually do that. If this was like a regular truck, you'd flip it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
it would have definitely flipped.
Yeah, it would have
It would have definitely flipped.
And so, like if you're basically on a corner and all the tires are turning, you have the most rubber on the ground. And when that weight, that 1,500 pound battery is this far from the ground, it's almost impossible to flip it.
Right.
So you have the best of both worlds. You can take this truck and outpull a regular truck, and you can take this truck and beat a sports car. So it's like the best of both worlds. Like when you're a little kid, it's like, oh, you want a sports car, you want a truck. You can have both.
Right.
You don't have to settle for one.
It's like every little kid's dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Or big kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like if I pulled up in a brand new F-250, you guys wouldn't even have made a second look. You would have walked right by it.
Yeah.
Correct? So, and this costs the same as an F-250 loaded.
Really?
Oh, this hunk pussy hoe.
He doesn't want any of this.
You don't want smoke. You don't want this smoke. You don't want to swoop his ass.
So a lot of people spend lots of money, and this truck, their cars are still not as fast as this. And this isn't even a sports car. This is just a truck.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know.
someone's ass in
Have you seen them on Instagram when they race with this car? And this one usually wins.
And this weighs 6,600 pounds. So the cars that are racing weigh what, 2,000, 3,000? So this is twice as heavy, and it's still beating everybody. So if you actually put the same motor and everything inside a small car, it would be so fast it would just burn the tires off. But they're coming out with a roadster, because everything they've built right now is not even a sports car, but it's beating everything. So when they actually, I think it's next year, they come out with their actual sports car. It's a roadster. It's going to beat everything. It's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. And they have a SpaceX version, which is rocket thrusters that actually shoot out the back of the car and push it down. So when you hit whatever mode they're going to call it, it's going to shoot out with all the battery power and the rocket thrusters. So you go 0 to 60 in like 1 second. People are probably going to pass out.
Yeah. That's awesome. The car definitely does turn heads too.
Yeah.
Like, the
Every time I
people-
see one, I'm like,
I'm looking.
Yeah, because
So cool.
people kind of knew I had a tree service and maybe knew me, but now everybody, because I was the first one in Orange Park, so I stuck my magnets on there as soon as possible. I got like 4 or 5 jobs just from driving this truck. And then since it's the most photographed, the most shared, like everybody was taking pictures and they would move my magnet beside him and take a picture. So my information was being shared, like, and me not even knowing about it. I'd come back and hit the button, and it would show me all these people taking pictures and sharing it, you know.
Cool.
So
yeah, I've seen at a football game I went to, there was a Cybertruck, and I just took a picture in front of it. So I'm sure they probably have that.
Who's this little girl?
Oh, that's nice.
Those tires?
Not the tires, just the car.
Yeah.
The 90s
Yeah,
baby on the side. Oh man. So I don't go on roller coasters for a reason.
that's 90.
That's 90?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
My car only goes 90.
Really?
I don't go past 90. My car doesn't just.
And what's cool about electric vehicle is, like, in a gas car, you have to say, okay, we're going this amount of speed, we're going this amount of RPMs, we have to be in this gear, and this is the fact. With an electric vehicle, it doesn't matter if you're going 0, 60, 150, like, every time you punch it, it's the power's there.
Yep.
I mean, of course,
I like
it's
how
faster
like
to take off.
smooth. Like
Yeah.
I'm barely feeling any bumps, but like going fast feels like good because there's no like,
And it
bumps.
also, it doesn't feel like 70 either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it
I
feels
would
very.
speed so bad in this car.
Me too.
Can't even feel it.
Me too.
It's because when they make this vehicle, it's so far advanced. Like, the whole bottom of the vehicle is made with this huge casting machine, and it puts all this aluminum in there and it melts it and spits it out in a tenth of a second. So the whole bottom of the car has like the tolerance of like minuscule. So when they put the car together, everything fits like super tight, like a glove. And the way they're making everything, the robots make it. There's hardly any people making these things. So everything is like perfect.
No room for error.
If it pushes you back against the seat,
Oh, you got you.
you're going fast. Yeah.
And what's cool is if you pull up next to a light, there's no way that they can cut you off. It's like you just pull in front of them and get your spot. So if there's a spot four places up, that's your spot. Nobody's going to take it from you. Unless there's another Tesla. And it's so easy to clean because there's no buttons.
Yep.
So like, I go through the car wash in 3 minutes, wipe everything down in 5. Within 10 minutes, I've got this whole thing immaculate. Because there's no little stuff to, you just wipe that down, vacuum it out. And so just think in the future when this becomes a taxi, like say you take a taxi somewhere, it's $20. You take Uber, Lyft, it's $12.
You have to be in the car?
No.
It's going to drive itself?
Yeah. And so what'll happen is when you order one of these, it'll be $5. Because if you order a taxi or Uber, half the money goes to the driver. If there's no driver to pay for, and you don't have to worry if you're a girl or a woman or whatever, you don't have to worry about some stranger driving you around.
Right.
Like you get in the car, there's nobody gonna do anything to you. Like the car's just gonna take you wherever you want to go, drop you off, and it's gonna be cheap. And if you're gonna get an Uber or if you're gonna get a car to take you, why not get one that's bulletproof that no one can stop?
Right.
Like there's no way that no one can stop this car. You're gonna get to your destination.
That's so cool.
By any means.
And so if you have one of these, like say you take a loan out and buy one, it'll make its own car payment. Once it's paid for, it'll make you $30,000 to $50,000 a year. Not many people make $30,000 to $50,000 a year. So you get like 3 or 4 of these, you have your own taxi service with no employees. You can have your own business with no employees making whatever you want. If you want to make more money, you just buy another car. And then next year they're coming out with the $25,000 Tesla. It's going to be a little 2-seater. I don't even know it's going to have a steering wheel. It's going to be specifically made for taxi service. So basically what you do is you send it out. Whenever it runs out of juice, it comes back to your house or wherever. You plug it in. While it's plugged in, either you or someone else cleans it. As soon as it's charged, it goes out again. And it works 24/7. So the only time it will not be working is when it needs charged and cleaned. Also, too, people are like, well, what if someone tears your car up, blah, blah, blah. No, there's going to be a 5-star system. So you only allow 4 and 5 diamond or 5-star people to drive it. And nobody's going to let anybody else use that service because this service is going to be gold. Like, why would you mess up a service that takes you anywhere you want for $5?
Right.
You're not going to let anybody use your app on your phone to mess that up for you.
Right.
It's going to be cheaper to use the service than owning your own vehicle.
So what made you want to get this Cybertruck? Like,
I've always wanted a Tesla but couldn't afford one. And then I actually have a Nissan Leaf. I bought the cheapest electric car just to try it out. And believe it or not, I fell in love with that little electric car because I bought one and my mom's like 80. I'm like, Mom, you're probably going to hate this, but drive this car for a while. I came back in a week. Her car was up for sale. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm keeping the car. I had to actually go out and buy another Nissan Leaf, right? And she hasn't been to the gas station in almost 10 years.
wow, that is so awesome.
Yeah, she asked me sometimes, she's like, how much is gas now? I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, I haven't been to the gas station in almost 10 years. And then where's the second place you get ripped off? The mechanic,
I was gonna say that.
right? So she hasn't been to a mechanic in almost 10 years because these vehicles basically need no maintenance. There's no oil changes. There's no transmission flushes. And if you're a woman and you go into a place, they're like, oh, while you're getting your oil change, we're going to go ahead and do a transmission flush. We're going to do a radiator flush. We're going to do this, this, and this, change all your filters. And you're like, why? You know, it's like, well, they just need to be done. No, they're trying to make money. When you bring these in, which you don't have to, there's nothing to change. Like, there's an air filter, which is for basically the cabin. And you can change that yourself. The brakes, you don't never need to change the brakes because when you slow down, you don't use your brakes. So you can literally, they have one, it's a Tesla taxi. It went 400,000 miles before they needed to change the brake pads.
Damn.
No oil changes, no brake pad changes.
You said 400,000.
400, and that was a taxi. That was something that was start and stopping like all day long, every day for years. The average person will probably never have to change their brakes. They don't keep a car long enough to change their brakes. So I tell everybody, like, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I had a Cash App and I just started buying Tesla stock. And then I started buying it through Robinhood, and then I got Fidelity. So now every week, instead of buying like coffee and Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, I take that same $5 and I just buy stock every day. And so you guys are what, in your 20s?
Yeah.
So I made a shitload of money in 4 years. Can you imagine how much you could make in like 20 years?
Hell yeah.
Like you could like my money tenfolded in like 4 or 5 years. Just think what it's going to do. And Tesla's going to be, they say right now, Tesla, like their Model Y is the #1 selling car in the world. It just passed Toyota Camry, right? And their battery technology, they have these huge batteries that are the size of that building. It stores energy for municipalities. So like Hawaii, they store all their energy in a battery now. Australia, they store all their energy, and that's what's happening. They're able to store the energy and save these countries like millions of dollars. And that's going to make more money in the cars. And then next year, they're coming out with the robots. They said that the robots, because there's no young people anymore, all these old people, who's going to take care of them? These robots are going to go in the house. They're going to help these people. Everybody's going to need a robot. So they say, if you take away their battery, you take away their cars, they said just the robots alone are going to make more money. There's going to be billions of these robots. There's going to be like two robots per person. And so when the robots come out,
To wash the dishes.
say there'll be like 50 or 100,000, right? The robots will be $10 an hour when they first start out. They said by the time the robots start making more robots and they get it down, the robots eventually will be 10 cents an hour. And they'll work 3 shifts. And the only time they will stop is when they need charged.
Wow.
And nobody can, who's going to work for 10 cents an hour? No breaks. So a lot of these jobs that nobody wants, like, you know, like say dangerous jobs, they'll be gone. When they go in and pull the bombs out, they'll be gone. And then once all those jobs are gone, then they'll start coming into the normal jobs. And then you'll work if you want to. Like say you really enjoy your job, you can still do it.
Coworker.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a robot as soon as they come out. So what do you think?
I love it.
It's
I
nice.
want it so
Yeah.
bad.
Very nice.
Thumbs up.
Definitely.
Thumbs up. Would never sit in
Thumbs up
front
from
of you
us
though.
back here.
It's scary watching.
All right,
from the
guys.
front.
We'll see you on the next one.
We'll see y'all.